Just recently, I spent $10,000 exhibiting my paintings at a group art exhibition in Queenstown in southern New Zealand, and I only sold 2 paintings. So was it a mistake, or was it actually worth it? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain my experiences of exhibiting at this exhibition, also break down some of the costs as well, what I learned as an artist, and also explain to you some ways or other ways that I make a living as an artist that doesn't necessarily involve selling paintings. So first of all, let me just explain who I am. My name's Sam and I'm a landscape artist. I have a real passion for painting landscapes. I mostly paint in oils. Also, I paint in acrylics and gouache as well. And I've been a full-time artist for over 5 years now. I mainly make a living through teaching my painting techniques online through my school community, which is called Sam's Art School. Many years ago, when I decided that I really wanted to be a full-time artist, I thought about how could I make a living from my art that doesn't involve selling paintings, because selling paintings isn't the most reliable thing. And so I got into the whole teaching art online, and I really enjoy it. I find it really inspiring. I love inspiring other people and helping them with their artworks. So over the years, I've been painting and teaching my painting classes and making YouTube videos and just making content, but I haven't really been exhibiting or showing my paintings in the real world, and all of my paintings have just been collecting in my studio. Aside from that, I have been selling a few online, so some of them I do sell, but most of them have just been piling up in my studio. Now, I got to a point earlier on in the year where I had an opportunity to exhibit my artworks in a group art exhibition in Queenstown. And I thought, you know what, why not? Because I haven't shown my paintings in real life in years, and I thought it would be good to just get out in the real world, show my paintings that I'm really super proud of, and also just meet some people. So I decided to enter the exhibition. So then, after I'd entered the exhibition, first of all, I wasn't from the get-go worried about whether I'm going to sell any paintings or not. I just wanted to go there for the experience. Now, to begin with, to break down some of the costs of this exhibition, first of all, I had to pay an entry fee, and this included the hire of the boards that or the panels that I was hanging my paintings on, the lighting. There's obviously costs of the centre that was hired out for the group exhibition. It was a large exhibition. There's lots of different artists there, all sorts of different mediums, a lot of landscape painters, and someone described it as kind of like a big art supermarket, one of the exhibitors there. So I thought this would be a real good place to just show my art, because at the time of doing the exhibition, I wasn't actually exhibiting my works in a gallery or anything like that, mainly just because I've just been so busy creating content online and teaching my painting techniques. So anyway, to begin with, in terms of costs, I had to pay for the panels and the hire, and that was over $1,400. So that was the first initial cost before I even got there. Now, I live in the far north of New Zealand, about 3 hours north of Auckland. So in order for me to get there, I had to pay for flights. I also stayed in Queenstown for about a week. So I had my Airbnb accommodation. The exhibition itself ran over 3 days. There was also car hire as well. I really did need a car just to transport my paintings. And also at the same time, I wanted to go there and get some photos and more reference photos that I could do paintings from and for my painting classes. So there were other reasons for going down there as well. But already the costs were racking up. So with the cost of the flights, the Airbnb, the car hire, that already came to several $1,000s. Then on top of that, I had to send my paintings down to Queenstown. I had quite a few of them, quite a few large paintings. I couldn't bring them with me on the flight. Even on the day when I decided to send them, just for my own peace of mind, I had to drive to Auckland to take them to the couriers so that they could actually make some special boxes for them to send them down. Now, with the cost of sending those paintings down and the unsold ones back, that came to around $700, so quite pricey for sending those down to the South Island of New Zealand. Then on top of that, those paintings needed frames as well. So I had to get all my paintings framed before I left, and the framing alone also came to around $3,000. So by the end of it, I'd spent $10,000 pretty much before it even got there. And then of course that didn't include the other expenses as well when I was down there, such as eating out and just other things I needed last minute for the exhibition. So I'll just explain my experiences of the exhibition itself. I had to set everything up in the afternoon. I had my panels there already, and they gave you things, you know, your labels to put on your paintings and all that kind of thing. And actually it took me quite a while to get everything set up and put all the paintings in there framed. I mean, maybe I should have done that before I left for Queenstown, but it was easier to just put them on when I got there. And this took quite a bit of time, and actually it was a little bit stressful, and I was probably one of the last people still setting up their stall for their paintings or whatever. So the last person like setting up literally as the first guests were coming. So the opening night, I just actually, to be honest, felt pretty wiped. I also hadn't eaten anything either, just because I was so busy. So I was feeling pretty drained at the start of the opening night. And you know, by the end of the opening night, I was thinking to myself, what have I got myself into? Why did I do this? This is actually pretty stressful. So anyway, the following day, you know, after some rest, I felt much better, and then I arrived at the exhibition and actually had a really nice day and met some really interesting people, some awesome painters there as well. And I also sold 2 paintings. Now the paintings I sold were 2 11-inch by 14-inch paintings, and they had frames around them. I sold them for $1,500 each, so I made $3,000 in sales, but the event organizer took a commission as well, so by the time I got my commission check it was just over $2,000, I think. But as I say, it was a really interesting experience meeting some of the other artists there, and also meeting some people in real life. Now some of the artists were doing all sorts of these group exhibitions, because this particular company, they run them across New Zealand at various times of the year, and in different major cities as well. And some had real success selling at these events, and some had some successful exhibitions, and some weren't so good. And I was told by many people that actually this wasn't a good example of an exhibition, because there wasn't that many people that came, and less than the previous year. However, I thought it was awesome that I sold 2 paintings. Unfortunately, the 2 artists next to me didn't sell anything, and I felt really bad for them, because one of them, it was their first time exhibiting. The guy opposite me did really well. He sold quite a few paintings, but then he told me that the previous exhibition that he'd done, he didn't sell a single thing. So it got me thinking to myself, it's really awesome being able to show your paintings in real life and meet some people, but I wouldn't want to rely on this as a source of income and a way to make a living as an artist, because actually it'd be really stressful, and it's kind of like a lottery as to who's going to be there, whether it's going to be busy, whether there's going to be buyers and people interested, and whether your artwork's just going to resonate with the people that are there. And I'd imagine in various different cities across the country, there's probably sort of different demographics of people. For example, in a city like Wellington, I could imagine people there might like more kind of modern arts type stuff, whereas in Queenstown, where I was exhibiting, because a lot of my paintings are from that area, that I'd imagine quite a few people would resonate with New Zealand South Island landscapes. So all up, it was a very interesting exhibition, and actually it was, to be fair, a pretty enjoyable experience. Now then, at the end of the day, I did make a complete loss on this exhibition, but however, I still regard it as a win, and I still found it an enjoyable experience. Because it was great to just get out in the real world, but it made me really appreciate the fact that I've managed to make a living from my art through teaching my painting techniques, and so I get regular income as well. As I say, I've got an art school on the site school.com, but the memberships payments that I get are paid weekly, so it's regular income for me and a lot more reliable. Now, for a lot of artists, they don't want to teach people to paint online, and I totally get that. It's not for everybody, and a lot of artists, they perhaps just want to make a living just from selling their paintings. However, for me, I always wanted to be a full-time artist, and I thought to myself many years ago, in fact around when I started this YouTube channel in 2017, how can I make a living from my art where I don't have to worry about selling paintings or even doing art exhibitions if I don't want to? And so I decided to get into teaching my painting techniques. Well, the other reason I got into teaching my painting techniques is because I was really fortunate to get an art mentor because I was struggling with my paintings for many years and couldn't figure out where I was going wrong. My paintings looked flat, my compositions looked awful, my colour mixing wasn't good. And I was really fortunate to get an art mentor, and he helped me, and my artwork very quickly improved. And then I saw loads of other artists having similar struggles that I was, so I started helping them, and that's part of why I set up this YouTube channel. And then I got into the whole teaching thing. But at the end of the day, for me, it's all about the joy of painting. That's why I do it. I just love landscape art, really lights me up, and I love being able to share my inspiration, my enthusiasm and passion for landscape painting with other people and help other artists on their journey as well. So that's my reasoning for being an artist, and that's why I'm not really too worried about whether I sell original paintings or not. It is nice to sell paintings, that's for sure. So the point I'd like to make here is that there are many other ways you can make a living from your art without having to worry about selling paintings or attending group art exhibitions or trying to get into galleries or things like that. And absolutely, there's nothing wrong with doing that, and I would happily do it again. I think I'm all about having multiple sources of income from your artwork, but as I say, there's lots of different ways you can make money from your art that doesn't necessarily involve selling paintings. So would I do this again? Well, actually, yeah, I think I would. I think I would do another one of these exhibitions because it was pretty enjoyable. It was tiring and a lot of work, but for the most part was pretty enjoyable. But I think next time I do one, I will do it in somewhere like Auckland, which is only a 3-hour drive from me. I can just drive down with my paintings and, you know, not have anywhere near the expenses I had having to fly all the way down to Queenstown. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a really positive experience, even though I only sold a couple of paintings. And it just made me really appreciate that I've been able to make a living through teaching my painting techniques with other artists. Now, if you would like to find out more ways you can make a living from your art, I've created this little ebook guide that shows you how I make a living from my art, and hopefully it will give you some ideas of how you can do that too. And just to clear up one thing, I'm totally all for selling original artwork and doing exhibitions as well. But as I say, I think there's lots of other ways with the internet these days that you can make a living from your art. Also, if you'd like to improve your painting techniques, then check out my art school. I've also put a link in the description box below. Anyway, I'd love to know, what are your experiences as an artist at art exhibitions? Do you sell your work through many art exhibitions? Are you in a gallery? Have you had some perhaps bad experience of doing a group art exhibition? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'd love to hear your experiences. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to learn more about painting landscapes, then check out this video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.